Hello friends, welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if this is the first video of mine that you're catching, welcome. My name is Rachel and I'm a reseller on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. Anytime I order a mystery box to stock my online business, I come on here live and I show you what I've ordered, and then I come back in a few months and give you an update and let you know how this stuff actually did and rate the box. I'll let you know if I would recommend it or buy another one based on my results. So today's update video is on the JCRW and Madewell Loungewear box from Boutique by the Box. So if you want to see how I did with this one, definitely stick around. So this box was sort of a new idea for me. I have done very well with the JCRW Madewell customer returns boxes, like the other ones, the tops, the bottoms, you know, the jeans, like all of that has been really good to me. But this was a new one called Loungewear, and I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I wanted to order it and give it a try since all the other ones had done so great for me. I will link the original video down below if you want to check out and watch the actual unboxing. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like videos like this. Whenever I order a new box, I do come on this channel live, show you what came inside, and I come back and give you an update after a few months. Hit that like button if you could, and let me know if you got your hands on one of these. I would definitely love to know how you did, and if your results were like mine or if they were a little bit different, definitely update me down in the comments. So this one was a 40-piece box, and when all was said and done, I got a total of 36 listings out of it. So there were only 4 pieces I was not able to list. My cost per piece on this box was $8 per piece, or $288 for the entire box. It looks like I was able to list 34 out of the 40 items, which isn't bad for customer returns. Typically, there's a 10% flaw rate I have found on these sort of customer return boxes. So that's pretty on par with what I would expect out of these. I paid $8 per piece on this box, or $288 for the entire order. And as of right now, I have sold 28 and I have 6 left. So let's get into it. Let's talk about what sold, how much it sold for. I'm going to go in order from lowest sale price to highest sale price and then I'll show you what I have left. And then at the very end, I'll go through the rating again and let you know how I did and if I would recommend another one. So this box, it was labeled loungewear, but almost everything in the box was JCRW Factory pajamas, which is not really what I was expecting, but you know what? It was worth a shot. And some of them were full sets and others were like single top, single bottom without a match. I found that the full sets counted as one item. The single tops and bottoms without matches also counted as one item. So you'll see that as we get onto the lower selling items are mostly the mismatched pieces, and then up in the higher selling items are the full sets. So anyway, I've got the smocked floral pajama tank top. This was a medium size. This was a size medium, and it was the top only. I listed this stuff at the end of January, beginning of February, and this took till May. So somebody put it in a bundle on Poshmark, and this item's allocation from that bundle was $5.83. Not the most impressive, but again, it was like missing the bottom part of a 2-piece set. I had this pink and green floral top. This was an extra small. This one took 2.5 months, but sold on eBay for $10. Now, mind you, I only paid $8 per piece on this stuff. So some of it, especially these one-offs that are like not having a matching top or bottom, you know, I listed them just to recoup my money, basically. Then I had the Swiss Dot shorts in roasted squash. These actually did not have a tag on them. They sold on Poshmark for $12. They took 2.5 months as well. I had the smocked floral pajama tank top. This one, again, a Poshmark sale, took about 2 months to sell, but it sold for $12. This is a long sleeve pajama top only, size 2X. This one sold on Mercari for $14.44. And I did realize after probably it was too late on a few of these items, Mercari did this thing back then, back in the beginning of the year, where when you listed, it automatically defaulted to free shipping. And I listed a ton of stuff on Mercari. You know, I used list perfectly. So it was like bam, 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 just cross list. And I didn't really notice that it was defaulting to free shipping until I had listed a ton of stuff. And I tried to catch as much of it as I could and go back and fix it. And then the stuff that I like couldn't fix or didn't fix, I would look, if somebody made me an offer, I would make sure to look and make sure free shipping wasn't on before I accepted. But there were a few things that slipped through the cracks, and the person didn't send me an offer. I didn't catch it, and they never sent an offer. They just bought it. So there's a few of those on this list, this being one of them. So I got $14.44 for the item, but then I had to pay shipping. So there's that. Pretty sure the same thing happened with this. This is the floral pajama shorts in pink. It was $17.15 with free shipping on Mercari. These sold actually within a week, so probably could have got a little more for those if I didn't offer free shipping by accident. Then there was the pink striped pajama top only. These sold within, this one sold within 2 weeks on eBay for $17.24, which for a top only is pretty darn good. And then this is the last one of the individual pieces. This was the green and white striped pajama pants, the bottoms only. These sold on Poshmark for $18. They were only listed 2 days. Not bad for a bunch of mismatched pieces. Then I think now we're going to move on to the sets and the other random stuff that was in here. There was the relaxed boxer shorts in red and white stripe. These were pajama pants on their own, but I actually don't think that this ever was a matching set. I do think that these were sold as an individual pair of pajama pants on the JCRW website because I was not able to find where it was a matching set at all. It was just pants. These sold for $18 on Poshmark. They were listed less than 2 weeks. There was the knit pajama short set in pink and white stripe. This was an extra large. This one sold on eBay. It was only listed 10 days and sold for $18.05, plus the buyer paid the shipping. I had the striped V-neck beach hoodie. This was, I would think, one of the only true like loungewear pieces. I guess how I would define loungewear. This was a hoodie, JCRW factory. This one sold on Mercari as well with the free shipping, $18.66 with free shipping. Wah wah. So there's that, but it did sell within a week. So I guess when you put your stuff at rock bottom prices, it sells fast. Well, who would have thought, right? Then there was these navy blue knit pajama pants. Again, these were individual pants only. These sold for $19.12 on eBay. They took a month to sell. They were a 3X, so a good size, plus size. Not surprised that those sold for a little bit higher compared to the other individual pieces. Then I had the knit pajama short set in pink and white stripe. There were a lot of duplicates of this same like style. This was an extra small. It took a month to sell and it sold for $19.12 on eBay. There was the Johnny Collar sweater polo. This was another, actually, I wouldn't even consider this loungewear. I mean, I guess maybe. This was a men's piece. This was made well. And this one sold on eBay for $20. This one took 2.5 months. And I'm pretty sure somebody offered me $20 and I accepted it. I had the knit pajama short set in green and white stripe. This was a size small. Sold on eBay for $21.67. So I'm pretty sure I sent out like 15% off offers to watchers on this. And this one took about 2.5 months to sell as well. Oh, here's Mercari again with that free shipping. This was the short sleeve cotton pajama short set in teal. This was a size medium and sold within 3 weeks on Mercari, $22 with free shipping. Oh, what a bummer. I do think that's the last one, though. All the rest, like I had corrected. There's a few more Mercari sales, but they're all like, they were all up to speed with the shipping charges and all that. Then I had the knit pajama short set in green and white stripe again. This was a size small, sold on Poshmark in a bundle. The other stuff in the bundle was not stuff from this box, but $25 was the allocation for this item, based on the cost of the bundle divided by the number of pieces. I actually did sell, the next one is a bundle. These were both a size medium. There was a long sleeve knit pajamas in black and the long sleeve knit pajamas in pink stripe. These were both a medium. They were both the same style in different colors. These sold in a bundle on Poshmark for, the bundle was $50, so $25 a piece. And this set sold within a couple of days. So that was a very quick sale. And when you make me a bundle and it's multiple items, I'm much more likely to accept your offer because I want to move this stuff out. So that's kind of what happened here. Could I have got more for each individual set? In hindsight, yeah, probably, but I'm just glad to see it go in a bundle. Easy for me, easy for the buyer. Then I had the smocked floral tank pajama set in a size small. This was only listed a week and it sold for $25.49 on eBay. There was the long sleeve knit 2-piece pajama set in blue stripe. This was an extra large, new without tags. So this one didn't have any tags. This was a $26 Mercari sale and the buyer paid the shipping on this set. This one was listed about 3 weeks. There was the long sleeve knit 2-piece pajama set in pink, size small. This sold for $28.50 on Mercari. The buyer paid the shipping. And these were listed about a month, a little over 30 days. Then there was the smocked floral tank pajama set in extra large. This one sold within a week on eBay for $29.74. So that was with, I probably had it for like 33 or 35 or something. And then I sent a offer to Watchers, which somebody accepted. I had the long sleeve ruffle flannel pajama set. I think this was the only set of flannel pajamas. This one sold on Poshmark for $30 after about 5 weeks. So it sold at the end of February. That's kind of cool considering like flannel's on its way out by then and people are switching to like lighter fabrics and summer type stuff. So that was a good sale. And then we're at the top 4. We had the long sleeve knit 2-piece pajama set in blue stripe. This was an extra small petite. This one sold for $30 on Poshmark and it took 3 weeks, not even 3 weeks. And then the last 3 sales are all the same as that previous one in regular size. They were all the same style and they happened to be the top 3 on today's countdown. So there was the 2-piece pajama set in blue stripe. This was a size small. It sold on eBay for $32.50. It was only listed 8 days. There was the same set in solid navy blue, size large, sold on eBay for $33.99, which was probably my full asking price. This sold in only 4 days. And then the same set again in blue stripe, size medium, sold on Poshmark after 4 days for $35. So clearly that was the sought after set that was in here. And actually those ones that I sold in a bundle, that's why I said I maybe could have got more for them. Those sold in a bundle for $25 a piece, but the same pajamas individually sold for more. So might have been able to get a little more, might not. Then I do have a couple things left. There's only one full set and everything else is individual pieces. The full set is this knit short sleeve green and white stripe set. This is a size XXL. That's still here. This flannel plaid pajama top, it's just the top. It's not the full set. That's a size medium. That's still here. There's the Swiss Dot Baby Doll roasted squash top. That is still here. I feel like this is passable as not pajamas. So I listed it just as a top, but it hasn't sold so far. There was the green stripe pajama top by itself. I did sell several of those, but this particular one's still here. It's a size small. There's the blue stripe pajama top, size medium. That one's still here as well. And then I have one more of the smocked floral pajama tank tops in size large. That is still here. Everything else has sold. So let me go ahead and give you the rundown on this box. Ease of listing, I'm going to give it an okay. Everything had to be like photographed individually. There was only about half of it was matching sets. So I did have to kind of like go through everything individually. I think I had to match some stuff up. In fact, I think that's why there's only 36 listings, because there were a few that didn't come as a set, but that happened to have pants and shirt that could go together. So I had to combine them. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like super easy either. So it wasn't good or bad. It was okay. So I'll give it okay. Quality of items. I mean, like I guess in hindsight, it was as expected. I was very thrown off by the fact that it was all PJs and not actual like loungewear. But yeah, it was okay. I do think there was some light flaws and stuff that I had to deal with, but it was no better or worse than like my typical J.Crew Madewell customer returns orders. So I'm going to give that an okay as well. And then overall profitability in 90 days. So just to recap, I paid $288 for this box with free shipping. Boutique by the Box always does free shipping. And as of right now, I have made $471.15, and that's after all of the fees. So if I take that $471.15 minus my initial $288 investment, I've made $183. So I'm not quite double, but I've made a decent amount of profit for what was in here. And I will say something happened with this box that has never happened to me before. And if you watch the original unboxing video, I totally poo-pooed this box when I first opened it. I was disappointed it was all loungewear. I was disappointed that some of the sets did not have matching bottoms and tops and stuff. I was not happy with this. But when I started actually listing it, it started selling so fast. You heard me as I was going through. This sold in a few days, that sold in a few days. And I was like, wait a minute, like people are actually buying this stuff. And all of the pieces that were individual tops and bottoms only, I had gotten rid of them. I had started to get rid of them. I had some in a thread up box. I had some in a box to go to buy sell trade stores that I was going to pass off as summer stuff. I listed this stuff in January, so they weren't going to take it in January. I actually pulled all that stuff out. I pulled out the thread up stuff. I pulled out the buy sell trade stuff and listed it individually. And over half of the stuff I was going to just get rid of sold, and it sold pretty quickly. So that was sort of a little Cinderella story on a box. I've never gone back and pulled stuff out of like boxes where I decided not to list it. So I'm glad I did. I didn't quite double my money, which is on a box of first quality stuff, what I want. But would I order another one of these? Absolutely yes. Was I pleased with the results? Absolutely yes. I'm going to give it an oh yeah. And actually, I have ordered this again. I've ordered this box 3 more times since this first one. This one actually was not the best one. I had 2 other boxes, and all of them actually had a different assortment of stuff. So, well, I take that back. There was one that was very similar to this assortment with the bottoms and the tops and the mix of stuff that matched and didn't match. There was one box that was almost entirely complete sets. So that one did the best for sure. Like that one was very, very good. Then there was another box that was almost entirely the exact same set in the exact same size, and they were all monogrammed. And I really thought like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a nightmare too. Like who wants all this monogrammed crap? When you have an item that's personalized, the pool of people interested in that item is a lot smaller. But you know what? I'm like, this box surprised me before. I am going to list this anyway. And wouldn't you know, every single pair of monogram pajamas sold. So overall, I would order this again. I will order this again if it ever becomes available again. And I am very surprisingly happy with the results. So I hope you find that helpful. If you ordered this, definitely let me know down below. The Boutique by the Box reviews on this box are not good. When you look at like the rating of the box, it's got like 3 stars. And I think people did the same thing as what I did, is they looked at the stuff when they first opened the box and they were like, ew, this is not what I was expecting. I'm probably not going to make a lot of money on this. And they like rated the box down on the website. But that was not my experience. My experience did not match that. So I just wanted to let you guys know. The Boutique by the Box, if you're interested in their J.Crew Madewell, this box, I don't know if it's ever going to become available again. It's been several months. I haven't seen it. But this box and then any other of the like J.Crew Madewell small boxes, you can take 10% off with code OHYEAH when you check out. They kind of go available and they sell out within a few days. So make sure you're checking the website. That code usually works on those boxes. The shipping's always free. It does not work on the large pallets of like 100+ items, unfortunately. But if you're buying the smaller boxes, definitely use code OYEAH for 10% off. Make sure you subscribe if you like videos like this. I am doing an update on all of my unboxings. Anytime I get a new box in, I come back in a few months and I update you on the results. Hit that like button on the way out if you could. And that is it for today, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next video.